Alright, hi, this is user Nightwind, and I felt like it needs to be, I need to do an update on something. So this is gonna be a update on how to enter guild battle on Sunday, and I'm also gonna do the other one, siege and all of that. So this is gonna be like a 3-in-1. Here we go. Alright, Sunday, it pretty much is reset on everything. So you want to go to your guild battle and you go to your members and you pretty much are clicking on everybody you believe that's gonna be in guild war or guild battle for that week. Now I cannot stress this number one right off the bat. You have to have a defense on Sunday or to get into any guild war or battle. You have to have a defense. Or because Communist 2 will let you know this member isn't defense included. They actually just joined. But the thing is, if they do not have a defense in, we cannot put them at war at all with no defense. That's just how it's made. Is, unless somebody leaves the guild in the middle of the week and you'll see that little clump, that little clump that look like a destroyed castle, meaning somebody left right in the middle of the week. If you don't leave your guild, I don't understand reasons why and other stuff like that. It just happens, but try to do it on a Saturday or something if it's just the guild is not working for you as far as time constraints, whatever. Then try to do it on Saturday, because then you'll have the 12 hours it takes before you can join another guild, and by the time Sunday roll around, you can go on and get into the guild, because it's still about 12 hours time if you leave the guild before you can join another one. Do you have the guild battle log, which is blank? So for guild captains, leaders, and vice captains on Saturday, look over your list of defense and battle records and contribution, and it will tell you who's been actually playing guild war, and that way you can tell who been actually playing guild war, and you can adjust your list of people. You could do it. You could do it to 10 people. You can do it with 15 people. You could do it with the whole 30. 25, I mean, you can't do 30 right now. I wish they would, but 25 is the limit of how many people. And then, of course, they had a guild ranking, which I don't worry about that, because that's people doing that strictly out of competition. We're a farming guild, which meaning we're just farming for Ifiti, Rainbow Mon, the basic stuff. We not trying to get into a competition. Sometimes we feel like we want to do a competition some week we don't. But we ended up with Fighter 1. And it's 310 stones shared out between how many other people was playing. I had about 19 people playing last week. Now I have a little bit more. So, yeah, Joe, you just really have to have, pick your team and make sure there's a consistent people. You can change out and swap out people on a regular basis. Another thing, there go my defense. I really don't care. Fight me. Because I'm trying to skill up some monsters, so it really don't, I don't, that don't have any defense records, but you can set a defense, you can change it, you can change out and stuff. You can either put it down either to 2 or 1. If you're a farming guild, you pretty much, low setup, you know. But that's how it go. And also, you can make sure that you have this little green check done, because if you do that, you will not be able to be in Guild War for the entire week. So you have to have that check done. And then now, usually also during the week, you have a function at the bottom that's a auto function. That means you can, if you don't feel like you gotta be one of those guilds that has to change out your members to put the more active ones versus, or somebody say, hey, I got something going on, I'm not going to be able to battle this evening, you can actually put it on auto and it'll start a new battle without you have to get on for those people who are more busy and have jobs and other things. So that's another thing that do help. You can put a auto function on during Guild War and it'll automatically start up the war without you have to get on. If you are one of them folks. I'm a little bit of 50-50. And so I've requested 23 people and they have entered. And let's take a look at Guild Shop. There are new stuff from my old video of the Guild Shop. You have legendary rooms, boxes, they're 5 or 6 grade box. You have mysterious box engraved with delicate runes in 5 to 6 rare. Then you have your mystic scrolls. You have your water scrolls. You have your fire scrolls and your wind scrolls. I've been messing with them fire scrolls. I gotta stop. Considerably when you're doing a farming, we usually just going for about 3 or 4 things, which is your rainbow mon, 4-star max, 150 guild points. You have the super angel mon. That is more of if you have a monster that you then 6th and you want to go on and max it on out to the 50, but just being forewarned, that costs 1,000 points. So if you don't really have a super active guild enough to do that, I wouldn't recommend the super angel mon. Then scam stone, if you go on and play TOA and at least try to get it to 50 in TOA. Everybody says yes, TOA has good rewards, but if you a person that's not quite an avid player of TOA, this is another way you can get, but that's 15 stone and 1 stone per floor on TOA. So it's just this is something more of when you just need a little bit more stones to get it, the 50 to make a summon. But I don't like stone summoning anyway, because if you'll go back to a video talking about the summoning rates that I have, you will see why. Almighty Summon is a blank scroll. It can replace up to 25 monster pieces, but this is for 4-star and below only. I usually do not care for this at all. I would not recommend you use them at all. You can go on and farm the dungeon faster or look for the dungeon to get that. You have your legendary summoning. Again, this is pretty much if you almost close to the 100 for a legendary summoning. This is something to give you that last couple of pieces. Same thing with the light or dark. Just enough to get you the one more set of pieces. I need a little bit more, then I might go on and make it a good 150. Now for farming, like I said, besides the rainbow mon, it 50 pieces. And It's 300 now. It used to be more than that back. If you look at the videos, I think it was more than that. Now they done brought it down to 300. I mean, best way to do it, Fridays, is just actually save up till you get to 100. It used to be 4,500. It might be now 3,500 or lower than that now to get the Affinity. But I'd rather you save up the Affinity than go on and do the summoning, so it won't seem like it's a super long process. It's still a long process, but don't make it hard. Then you got your cowgirl summoning, which is 10 pieces to make 40. Now, this is something you could use now because Lauren, Light Cowgirl, is a really popular used mon. And she's been lately used in even the SWC Championship. So, Lauren have her uses. She's also fusion for one of your monsters. So, build one, save one for fusion and arena, RTA, and various other places. She has a lot of uses. Then they have your Water Reaper, your Fire Cat, Wind Amazon, Water Cat. Most of this is Wind Mommy, Shark, and Fire Witch, and Fire Martial Artist. These are mostly pieces for stuff that's actually in everyday SDs you can do, except for probably the Shark and the Mommy are not actual SDs and martial artists and witch, but and Amazon and cats. All of this is stuff basically pieces that you can get in scenario and other places, but if you just do not want to fool with it and go on and get these pieces, but sometimes you just doing simple unknown scrolls or your friend request summons, you'll be getting these monsters. So half of the time this is only if like desperation you need to one more piece. So I wouldn't recommend you do that. That's just me. You will get those monsters through summoning eventually. Okay, then you got your flag battles. I only have mine up to 3. I guess they go up to 10. I would only do flags if you are actually real serious competition guilds. That's the only time I think flags are really worth it. We go through an argument with several people over flags, but my idea, instead of you working on flags, you need to be working on your speed totem pole, mysterious plant, attack towers, that kind of thing for your regular arena, RTA, all that other stuff. I think those take, and of course the weekly Devilmon. I think that takes more priority than flag. That's just me. Flags are only if you're actually a guild that's super competition wise. Otherwise, then of course you got the guild megaphone. The guild megaphone, if you see, especially on Sundays, that is the guild megaphone. On Saturday and Sundays, mainly, you will see a lot of this because people are trying to get people to join their guild. And I'm going to take a look at one. MA Guardians, how y'all doing? And you just press that megaphone and you see what's going on. And they even have their guild accumulative points, meaning they guild achievements, what level they are at. Oh snap. You got a cowgirl. This is what I just said. The cowgirl, Lauren SD. I love how everybody put at the bottom say run. Look, I'm currently building Lauren, but I'm gonna hold off on it. So I love that. But as you can see, everybody actually um are doing that, but those microphones cost 300, so kind of better be you have to have a fair amount of points to do that. But I'm just like, let's take a look at the next one. Frost Knights, sorry. They are G1 Guild. And see, they're a semi-competition guild, and see, you can tell what they competition, and they don't play, so we ain't got time. But you can see strictly, yeah. And then you got Farm Raiders, Farming Guild. They also have the 6+ rule. 6+ rule in Guild War is, 3, 2, 1. Whatever towers got 3, 2, 1. That's what you attack in that order. But not everybody do that. My guild, we just stopped doing 6+ because it went into too much of a debate. People really don't understand what 6+ rule is. 6+ rule is 3, 2, 1, just basically making sure everybody hits the strong tower, the next strongest, and the least strongest towers, and it equals up to the 5 or 6 points, because they double if you hit the towers with the little yellow icon at the top that say 3, 2, or 1. They do this to make sure that everybody evens out the enemy attack bar. I cannot stress that enough. It's to even out the enemy's attack bar and get their attack bar down fast. And I cannot stress that enough. People do not understand that is what the 6+ rule is for. Yes. So it's to even out the enemy attack bar and make sure that everybody getting an equal amount of stuff. But some other people, I just want to attack what I want and stuff. But you attacking the non-icons, yeah, we'll get some points, but it won't be doubled. And if you don't have a lot of players, that's why another thing I can't stress enough, make sure that in Guild War at least have your active ready players that will play every battle, or at least you have somebody as a backup to come in to replace them in case anything goes on. And they real world, real life, you can swap out as you go and it won't affect anything. Going back to guild shop, the last one, your guild magic shop. Definitely, if you are in a guild, please get that. And we gonna go over that real quick. And this is the new transmods. I'm not even bothering with this because I really don't think it's worth it. The only one I really like is the Affiti, and I'll save for it. I'll save for it. But oh, that's craft shop. Sorry, that's craft shop, not magic shop. Oh my goodness, got too many islands. Here go your magic shop. Your magic shop, it has runes, gems, and sometimes stones, and then sometimes monster pieces, depending on. Now, it takes 200 guild points to refresh, but that is also part of your guild achievement, so I wouldn't recommend you do that. I would let the people that actually have a real accumulation of guild points to refresh a shop. But the magic shop, sometimes you have really good, and sometimes you can get your pieces out of there versus pieces on monsters that are not SD or might be an SD. You can get some pieces from there versus all that rigmarole. And like I said, let's see, guild shop. Definitely get your magic shop. Definitely get that. And like I said, I can't stress enough. Make sure you have at least preferably 10 to 12 full active people. Then you can add other players along that, may not be full active, but you can understand by seeing the guild spam in chats how it's a constant thing. So if you are guild captain, guild leader, this is a constant thing. And so that's pretty much everything that I can go over on Guild War, entering Guild Battle on Sunday. I will post this. I know this is an extra long video, and I just wanted to do this because it needed a little bit more detail. My other video is kind of super old that was back then. And also, like I said, Guild Battle Log is something that you would like to have also, because eventually throughout the week we can tell who are actually playing and who's not actually playing. So this is another tool for guild leaders to swap out if they need to on what they need to do. And then of course you always have this right here at the bottom on the left. That's your timer. You can always look and see when the next sword come up, and it'll tell you by time. And then you got the registration into guild battles. You could do 10 to 25. But if you this is another thing. If you lose too many members in the middle of Guild War during the week, it will cancel you out. Guild Master and Vice Captain can declare. Declare usually meaning you done won the battle. You can declare the battle early or just wait till the next sword is actually available, then declare and start a new battle. And forfeit is when you know you into one of those wars that you cannot win. So just go on and forfeit that and start the next one and go on. Individual battles, 3 different opponents from each guild, 3-on-3. 30% of opponent's HP or 10% of the match will be deducted. If match ends in a draw, the opponent will lose 5% of their HP. Usually draws are 1 point. So battle rules, you cannot have 2 of the same monsters in the same thing. Monsters that's killed in battle cannot be used again, and you cannot attack the same opponent. And it'll usually have a little X on it to make sure you can't attack nobody. Victory battles are 12 hours. You can, but if you feel like it's a battle that you cannot do, and you can surrender within 20 minutes, but I'd rather you just let the whole war go through, and then before the next sword do that. Then rewards, win 3 to 6 guild points. That's the 6+ rule. 3 to 6 points. Draw 1 point. Successful defense 1 point. Guild is earned victory when it differs from the guild grade. Victory rewards, like I said, those who didn't participate in Guild War will get an automatic 10 guild points. So people who are not playing in Guild War, you still getting something, but we kind of like to have a full active participation You know, because the more guild points, the more affiliate, the more rainbow mon, the more pieces and parts you could get. Then, the summoning stones, I'm like, they have changed a little bit on the summoning stone rate, which I have a video about the rates again. So, I mean, stones are good, but they're not what they used to be, but that's summon in general. It's all pretty much luck. And the more you are in guild battle or doing guild battles, the more accumulation of stones you will get. If you do not do that much, you just gonna get that little bit of 10 guild points and maybe 5 or 6 stones. So, you know, we don't try to, as guild leaders, we not stressing people out. It's just basically the more you participate, the more your rewards are better. Guild points can be earned through guild battles. Guild members can purchase exclusive items by guild shop and the points they had collected. So that was the shop. So this is pretty much Guild War in a nutshell. Just please make sure that check, press that request, and you done. And you can swap out how many people, whatever the number is, that's how many people it's going to be for the week. And you have to make sure that you have that many people for the entire week, or if you lose members in the guild war, guild battles will automatically kick you out, and it won't be till next Sunday till you start again. So that is guild battles, the long edition. This is user Nightwind. My guild is Witching Hour. Always looking for an attacker for Guild War, a player for Lab, especially Lab, and seige. I probably will be doing another video kind of shortly on Lab and seige. But like I said, and this is another thing after the newest update, it actually still shows the points that are accumulated in Guild War from the people who actually play Guild War. So that's another thing. We know that if you haven't played Guild War or not, there's no longer an excuse to own it. They have a new function now which tells you exactly you can't click on that. So you know who's actually been playing and who's not. So, and that's all it is. Like I said, we currently looking for active PPL. You know what that means, who play Siege Lab and plays events. Thanks. Alright, this is User Nightwind, and this is the new reinduction on Guild Battles, a long extended edition. And thanks for watching. And I probably have a little shorter introduction on Lab and Siege. It's coming out soon. So catch y'all later. And the game is Summonerswar.